Just a quick one that I just had come to me after my day here. I'm making a few of the introduction to Anapanasati videos and walking meditation. There's my tent studio, and not mine, the tent studio I'm allowed to use. Beautiful river here, and just finished my lunch. And anyway, I started thinking about the timing of meditation, and this has been on my mind a lot, and I think hopefully it could help some other people. And I guess I'll just be transparent. My experience here with this virus and starting out trying to make these videos, it's been really tough. You know, it's hard to stay focused, even though everything what we're doing, what I'm doing, what this work is about de-stress, focus, relaxation, finding your true purpose. You know, in this time it is hard. Your whole schedule is confused. And I'm lucky I can go outside. I know there's some people who aren't even able to go outside. Hopefully we can keep our freedom of movement for a while. Of course, we don't want to keep it if it's going to put other people at risk, so we'll just be gauging that situation. But you know, I've been lucky in some ways, but it's still so hard to get anything resembling a schedule and to make progress in this work. And with a life situation that's just generally stressful, the last thing you want is your meditation, your yoga, your spiritual work to be also stressful. You don't want it to make it worse, right? And this is probably a few topics, I believe, but one is timing. You know, so I just ate lunch. You know, so I had a delicious lunch, and I was just thinking about how the monks don't eat after 12, right? And they basically eat one meal, which is the Theravada monks eat. Basically just one big meal in the morning, and that's pretty much it. A little tea and coffee in the evening. And one reason for that, they say, is to have better meditation sessions throughout the day without a full stomach. So they wake up early, they have some nice sessions early in the morning, eat, do chores, and then have the whole day on the empty stomach, and then get a little snack in the evening, Dharma talk, and keep going. And so that's a pretty ruthless schedule of meditation. So that they're able to engage in. And for me, in my daily life with family and, you know, other considerations, worldly life considerations, I struggle to find the right time. And I think if you are new to meditation, or even if you've been doing it for a while, if you are having struggle, lack of progress, or lack of clear mind, or having difficulty coming into certain states, anything that however you define it as trouble, think about the times of day you're doing it, and if your situation allows, try to change those times. You know, go try late night, try early morning. afternoon. Try all those different times. Like, so, now we're coming into, here is about 2 o'clock, and I know from my experience that I will slow down around this time. And it's going to be a bit harder to make progress unless I take breaks, and not just in meditation, but in every work I do this time of day is when I slow down. But right now, because of the way things are, I have to, I'm full-time taking care of my kids from about 7 to 10 in the morning, and those are actually my most productive hours of the day. From when I wake up, do my morning routine, about half an hour, sometimes an hour, to 10, I can be very productive, and I've lost my most productive hours. Maybe you have a similar situation, or maybe you've lost the places that you can be productive at. So we have to play around with it. Play around with, try late at night, Try afternoon, or a time that didn't work for you before, or change your eating habits a bit. So to share some more, a thing that helped my practice lately is I stopped drinking coffee throughout the day. And if I drink coffee throughout the day, it hurts my practice. And I only realized that because I tried it. It hurts my practice and my general mood. And usually, if you're not in such a good mood, it's going to be hard to practice. Practice can help your mood, but it's also nice to be in a good mood to get you into the practice, right? So anyway, I'll try to make this a little shorter. I now do my coffee after my morning walk. I do a morning walking meditation, then I have my coffee, and if I can stick to that, I do my practice. I don't drink another coffee until later in the afternoon, and I have a lot more focus, a lot less tiredness, a lot better concentration. So that helped a lot. When I switched back to coffee before the morning practice, it was difficult again. So I did that. I changed my meal times to most days, if I can do it. I do my first meal now around 12 or 1. I don't take in a lot of calories at breakfast. That helped me, because I'm not a monk. I have my schedule. So I changed how I did that. And that helped me to do this schedule. But now if I start to have a practice where I'm doing most of it late at night or early in the morning, because those are parts of the day I don't really utilize very well, I might have to look at these things again. So anyway, the thought I wanted to just put out there is, if you have trouble with practice, don't just put it all on yourself. Oh, I'm too lazy, I'm not motivated enough, or, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. Don't just put it on yourself. Don't give yourself a hard time, especially right now. Right now is not the time for us to give ourselves a hard time. There's too many other things going on. We have to be good to ourselves. So try out, change up a few things. Eating habits, how much you eat, coffee drinking. If you do other things like smoking, change those habits. See how that affects time on the screen, and when the time on the screen is used. That has affected me quite a lot. And when I practice in relation to when I do my other work. So sometimes if I have work where I have to sit at the desk, and or work where I have to be talking to people, when are those in relation to my mind-body practice? Also, when is your meditation in relationship to your yoga or your exercise. So you might want to just think about those things and just try a few days of modifying different times. Food, amount of food, other intake, other drugs, alcohol, coffee, smoking. Exercise, amount of exercise, when in relationship to your practice, your other work, and when you do it in relationship to your practice, time of day that you eat, and of course the time of day that you do your practice, and which practices you do at those times. So those are all things that we can try to play around with. And I think just from my experience right here today, and it was a lot more fruitful for me to change habits around, trying to make the practice easier, than giving myself a hard time. Because giving yourself a hard time for not doing it, or not doing enough, or not being good enough, or whatever kind of story or pre-programmed thoughts that are not actually yourself are telling you in your mind, instead of telling those, try to just change a few of those specific actual physical habits and see how it goes. Okay, that's it.